Muskoka card collector here, bringing you a slightly different video. So this time I thought, with all the hype surrounding the Upper Deck 2020-2021 Series 1 hockey, that we would talk about underrated young guns. So I'm bringing you forth my 6 top underrated young guns. So I know everybody's going to be chasing Alexis Lafreniere, and in the second series I'm assuming Quinton Byfield. So let's start off with the top 6. So number 6 in my mind is Morgan Geekie. He's a center, 6'3", 192 pounds, born in South Clare, Manitoba. In 2017, he was the 3rd round pick, number 67 overall for Carolina, and he played for the Tri-City Americans of the WHL. In his final year, he played in 68 games and scored 30 goals and 54 assists for a total of 84 points. So that's quite respectable. And in 2018-2019, he played for the Charlotte Checkers of the AHL, and in 73 games played, he scored 19 goals and 27 assists. In the NHL, he did manage a short stint, getting 2 games in, and where he scored 3 goals and 1 assist. So I think that's quite a high scoring total. That's a bit of an aberration. I'm not sure he will continue to run that point per game streak, but anyways. So he's currently projected as a second-line center. Morgan Geekie is a player that's well known for his character, his strong play, and his two-way abilities. Moving on to number 5, and number 5 on our list is Nicholas Robertson. He's left wing, 5'9", 164 pounds, born in Pasadena, California. An interesting story about him is when he was at the age of 8, his parents moved to Michigan for hockey so that he'd have better opportunities. Now, he was taken in the second round, number 53 overall by the Leafs. He's played in 3 full seasons in the OHL, and in his last final season, he had 46 games played, 55 goals, and 31 assists, totaling 86 points. That's almost a 2 points per game clip. In the U20s, playing for the United States, he played in 5 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, and 5 points, so also quite respectable. Now, he did manage to have a short stint with the Leafs the last round of the playoffs when they played the Columbus Blue Jackets. He played in 4 games played, scoring 1 goal. Now, since this is his first NHL stint, it's quite impressive. Within a short period of time, the coach had him up to 10 to 13 minutes, which shows his confidence in Nicholas Robertson. Now, Nicholas Robertson is known as an exceptional forechecker. He's got relentless puck pursuit. Some people say he's an offensive dynamo, and he's very shifty. The biggest challenge with him is that a lot of people think that he might struggle up along the boards against the bigger, faster, more powerful NHL players. So, I would have probably ranked Nicholas Robertson higher in this particular episode of YouTube, but I thought that his height is unfortunately probably going to be a bit of a challenge. And I know the NHL is a different place than it was just a few short years ago, but I still thought it might be a challenge, and that's why I only ranked him as number 5. So number 4 top young guns is Liam Foudy. So Liam Foudy is 6'2", about 182 pounds, born in Toronto. Now, the other interesting part about him is his father, Sean Foudy, was a CFL player, and his mother, France Garneau, was a sprinter with Canada. In 2018, he was selected 18th overall by the Columbus Blue Jackets. In his final year of junior, he played in 45 games, 28 goals, 40 assists for 68 total points. In Canada and the UC, he played both for the U17, U18, and U20 teams. It was quite impressive. I remember seeing him play. He was a player that, was very steady and showed a lot of character and grit. He's projected to be between a first and second liner in the NHL. He's a great skater, great skill, shows maturity. The biggest knock against him is that he lacks consistency. The only thing I'm pretty sure I remember is that when he was drafted, I remember them talking about he was essentially a player that practiced numerous sports. So he's a pure talent. He's got lots of athletic ability, and he didn't focus just on hockey. So I'm projecting Liam Foudy as the number 4 underrated young gun. We're going to move on to number 3, and number 3 is Vitaly Kravtsov. He's a right winger, much bigger boy, 6'4", 183 pounds, taken 9th overall by the Rangers in 2018. He was born in Vladivostok, Russia. He's been playing for Tractor of the KHL, and he did have a stint in the AHL with the Wolfpack, where in 39 games he scored 6 goals and had 9 assists. He had a rough start to his career. When he went back to Russia, he was actually demoted to the second-tier league. And what I've heard about him is that his attitude and approach has drastically changed. He's got a much more improved work ethic. He's matured as an individual. So what he brings potentially to the league is he's a big winger. He brings some grit, but he can be a little bit more intense, and that would probably be one way to improve his ability and his talent level in the NHL. All right, let's move on to number 2. And number 2 is Bowen Byram. He's a defenseman, 6'1", 201 pounds, out of Cranbrook, BC. He was taken 4th overall by Colorado in 2019. In 2019-2020, in 50 games played, he scored 14 goals, 38 assists, totaling 52 points. And he had quite a solid playoff run as well in the WHL. He played for Canada in the U17, U18, and U21. And he's currently projected as a number 1 or 2 defenseman on any team. So the advantage of Bowen Byram here is that he will be going to a fairly strong Colorado team that has defensemen like the likes of Cale Makar to provide him with support. He is essentially rated as an elite skater. He handles the puck really well. He's got excellent vision. Some people talk to him as a workhorse. He's great defensively, and he is probably out of the defensive players right now, up and coming into the league. He's probably one of the most NHL-ready defensemen, ready to step in and move into the NHL ranks. So Bowen Byram, I'm taking him as number 2, as the second most underrated Young Guns card currently in the 2020-2021 set. And that brings us to my last, and of course not least, but my number 1 underrated Young Gun. And that brings me to Connor McMichael. He's a center, 6 feet, 181 pounds. He was taken in 2019, 25th overall by Washington. He plays for the London Knights of the OHL. In 2019-2020, he registered 52 games played, 47 goals, 55 assists, totaling 102 points. In the World Junior Championships, in the last World Junior Championships, he played 7 games, registering 5 goals and 2 assists. Now, I must mention that although it is the World Junior Championships, he played in a 4th-line role, but he played a very prominent role as a 4th-line center. You know, you got to give the guy credit. You know, he's coming from a team where he's probably the leader of the London Knights, and to take the position as a 4th-line center and do very well is very impressive. In the end, at the end of the World Junior Championships, he finished tied for 3rd in goals. And the thing to mention about Connor McMichael is what most people say is in the last few years, there's been a dramatic improvement in his last few years of the OHL. So he's an up-and-comer that has been doing better and better as the years go on. He's very intelligent. He's got great anticipation, great skater, great speed, great edge work. He's got an excellent shot and vision. And the thing that to note about Connor McMichael is that, you know, when people talk about him, they talk about him as potentially having superstar potential. So here's a player that's been developing more and more as we go. And now when you put him in an organization like Washington that has some good talent and has the likes of Alexander Ovechkin, you might have quite the young gun player here that could be worth something in the future if you pick up his young gun cards now. So again, lots of good prospects in this Young Guns pool of the 2020-2021. These are my top 6 underrated ones. Of course, Alexis Lafreniere is probably going to be a stud out there. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Muskoka Card Collector here, asking that you kindly like. And you know what? I want to see some comments down below. I want you to tell me who you think is also going to come out of nowhere or is underrated and might be that sleeper pick as a young gun that you will be pursuing. So anyways, please comment and please subscribe to the channel. Take care.